Hosea Stewart, a prospect, someone that I've got my eye on. Introduce yourself so everyone that doesn't know you gets to know you.
What can I say? My name's Hosea Stewart, young up and coming heavyweight from Wolverhampton, Fire Walker Boxing Club, and I'm currently in a training camp with Anthony Joshua, so just learning, soaking it all up. You know, you sort of see me in the future.
Thank you very much. Obviously, we've met a couple of times because you sparred with a couple of people from the same gym that I go to at Anchor. I heard your name first from my trainer, Mark Richards, Anchor Richards, who spoke very, very highly of you and your trainer, Jobe Clayton, a while before I met you. He described you as you're going to bring problems to the division. You're going to be a really, really good heavyweight. So I want to go back because obviously you're sort of like in the shadows at the moment.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into boxing.
Well, boxing's always been around as such.
Mm-hmm.
I never got boxing until I was 15. I went to the gym. My cousin took me down there. I was getting in a little bit of problems. Just like, you know, getting kicked out of school, getting in trouble. But like, you know, he just took me there because he was saying, you know, just channel your energy the right way. But I didn't take it serious, you know, because I was just young, 15. Wanted to be out, chilling, be out with my friends. So I didn't take it serious from there. But everybody always encouraged me when I did go to the gym. I probably went about 5 times. And they all said, you know, it's going to be something. And I think, they're just being nice. It's always been in my family, all my uncles, my cousins, they always watched it. They all trained. They all have boxing bags in there, like Black Gardens and stuff. So every time I'd go there, I'd put the gloves on, punch them off a bit, and then you know, it's just interesting. I loved watching it. Mike Tyson would be on the TV, like they'd be watching documentaries. So it always interested me, but it was still a foreign area to me. I didn't know much about it. Yeah. But then when I turned 18, you know, I just said to my mum, I said, I want to find a local boxing gym, take it serious, and go from there. So I said, cool, when you turn 18, you can box. So I said, all right then. And I was at a gym called Graiseley. Was there for a few weeks. And then one of the coaches said, you know, there ain't much sparring or anything like that here. But he said, if I take it to Firewalker, I know a guy. He's a good trainer, you know, he'll look after you, he'll push you the right way. Then I went Firewalker, and I just remember the level I thought I was at. For I must be doing something right. Went to Firewalker, and just like little, like 6 to 9 kilo guys were just dancing circles around me. I was getting tired after the first one. I thought, no way. I was like, this can't be real. So that just made me want to come more. And then they had a heavyweight there. He was a Thai boxer, but his boxing skills were just second to none, really. And then he brought me along as well, and it just made me hungry. I just wanted to keep coming.
So a real significant change at 18 years old, from being around boxing from when you was a child to saying, okay, Mom, I'm 18 now, I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah.
So, Firewalker Gym then, you said you went in there, obviously there was lighter weight, dancing circles around you. Tell me about how that changed the way you saw boxing.
I started to see it more as well. It's a realist sport. It's serious, and it's not for egos. It's all about hard work, what you put in, how hungry you are. You know, a lot of those guys, you know, they're training 5-6 times a week, 2 times a day sometimes. They was putting in the graft. So me going from training 3 times a week, doing some, like, you know, steady bag work or whatever it was, to a gym where, all right, then we're starting off doing clap press ups, then we go straight into squat jumps, then you're doing star jumps, then you're sprinting on the spot, and then you start shooting. You're warming up, you got to bring the intensity, then you bring in your 1-to-1 work, then you bring it into the sparring. By the time I got that to the sparring, I was finished. I thought, this is to build up to sparring. I thought, geez, I got to step up big time. And I changed my mindset. And I thought, you know what, if I'm going to be successful in this sport, I've got to be as serious as myself in my head. I got to make it, you know, I got to make it real. But I loved it. I loved every minute. That was the main thing. I loved the challenge. Because, you know, 1 week, I wouldn't be able to catch them. Then the next week, I'd start catching them. I'd say, all right, then I'll try to beat them with head movement. Then I'll be making them miss. Then I say, all right, I want to beat them to the jab. Then I say, all right, I want to start landing my back. And you build it from there. When you start seeing those results, it's good. It builds your confidence, and then you know that what you're doing is the right thing.
Yeah. So you mentioned before you was at a gym for like a few weeks, but the gym didn't have any sparring. How long have you been training, like, you know, seriously with boxing before you stepped from that gym until you got to the Firewalker gym?
Probably about another 6 or 8 weeks. So altogether, I was at maybe about 3 or 4 months. But then I started at Firewalker. And the funny thing is my placement there, because like, you know, I wanted to get into like fitness instructing, personal training. I wanted to do a bit of boxing coaching, see what that might feel like. Because at that time, I was thinking, well, where do I go? What do I do next? So I just be more around boxing. So if I'm going to be a boxer, I want to get into the more fitness industry, so I know that what I'm doing is things, how do I build up my strength? And, you know, everything goes hand in hand. But at Firewalker, they put somebody out, was at like a little centre, and they put me through Kirkwood, the manager of Firewalker, and he said, you know, take on placement, make me shadow a few classes. I could train there for free, so it was good. And then, from there, this is sort of right, then we make it into an apprenticeship, and then I got working there as well.
So the Firewalker gym, so you're there now, you're working there, you're training, you're really on this. So tell us about how you met your trainer, who we know as Jobe Clayton from Firewalker. So how did that relationship start?
That started when I got brought over from the other gym. That time I was 17. The first time I went, right, not long before 10, 18, And it was just crazy. And he came, then he was like, you know, he said, you know, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be a heavyweight champion. And he was like, you know, it's no joke. He's like, you know, you got to put in the work, you got to do this, you got to spar, you got to run. And I thought, He was like, you got to do your press-ups. It grabbed me. I thought, you know, this guy is serious, man. It's not just, you know, it ain't just blow smoke. You just let me know, you know, this is real. You got to put the work in, and you'll get the results. So, obviously, when I started at Firewalker, when I was on my placement, I'd like do his classes. He'd make me join in all of his classes. So, I'd be in the kettlebells, then I go straight into boxing, then do the kettlebell class. Or I do with Kev, the assistant boxing coach at Firewalker. Then I do kettlebell. So it was good. They had me training and learning at the same time.
So it was about the conditioning, not just the boxing itself. You were building those foundations for your fitness conditioning.
Yeah, definitely. And just getting used to the lifestyle of it. You know, it's not just all about coming in the gym, hitting a bag, or going on the pad or something. You know, there's side of things, your strength and your conditioning, working on your flexibility, your maintenance, all in one, your nutrition. So it was good. I was getting mentored at the same time as such.
Mentor, tell me about that.
So like as I was doing my work as well on placement, they'd be helping with it, like they'd be going through some of the work. Like when I was doing physiology and stuff, they was going through it with me. And it was just good, man. Like, you know, it's mentoring me about how boxing works, their experiences that they know, and like how they've succeeded or how they might have fell short because certain lifestyle choices and stuff, you know. So it's just good to hear the experiences of somebody that's been there and done that. And people know in and around the industry. It was good. So that started as soon as I stepped in the gym when I was 15. Even though I weren't putting in the work, because, you know, I was just young, distracted. I didn't get to get the full experience of it, you know, because it's how things work. Because originally I was going Warsaw to do that, and I live in Wolverhampton. So it was a bit at 15 to just keep doing. So, you know, but I always had it in my head, I'm going to be a world champion. I need to get into boxing. I need to make this happen. But the minute I turned 18 and I made the choice that, this is this is the career that I'm gonna pursue. Like I'm not interested in else. That's when I thought, 100%, I'm only going in this to be the best. I don't want to aspire to just be around the best or mix it with the best. I want to be the best, and that's why I've always hoped, come up in a good competitive era, and that seems to be happening.
Jobe, tell us a little bit about your trainer, Jobe.
Yeah, Jobe, man, he's an interesting character, and he's good because he does a lot of research. He looks into things, and he's got a very natural look on how things should be done. So he doesn't believe in too much, say like weight training in boxing, because he feels it doesn't connect hand in hand with your boxing. So we do kettlebells because it's that same kind of movement, the same positions. You use your legs, your hips, your feet, shoulders, your back. Everything's connected. With like running, he runs barefoot. So that's interesting. He watches a lot of Cuban videos. Soviet boxers as well from like back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. Yeah. So very particular way of thinking when it comes to boxing. And fitness going in hand with boxing as well.
Yeah. And tell me how he's helped develop your style of boxing from you walking into that gym and like the lighter weights running rings around you to how you are now with your boxing style. How's he helped to change and adapt that?
It is amplified it, should I say? Yeah. Because I've always liked to move. I've always liked to slip, do all the turns and stuff, work off my jab. But at the same time, in my head, I thought, okay, being a heavyweight, I've got to charge forward and then do all these mad rolls. And I was watching too much video rather than actually studying what makes you win. Why certain fighters do certain things. So when people look at Mike Tyson, they say, oh, he's a knockout puncher, he rolls, but not simple things like that. His footwork's great. He had a brilliant jab for a very small heavyweight. His head movement was good, his timing, he put his punches together. Yeah. But in a video with an untrained eye, you wouldn't look at Tyson and say, yeah, he's got a good jab. You just go, oh, he's got a knockout shot. So, I'd be watching those kind of videos and I'd be like, yeah, I want to do a bit of Tyson. Yeah. I didn't know whoever, just looking at all these different guys, trying to form my own style. But we just stripped it back and just said, look, keep it simple. Yeah. Back straight, knees bent, maintain your stance, generate shoulders are relaxed so you're not building up unnecessary tension. Yeah. Do your work, all those little things, you break it down. Yeah. Make sure you're bending hands up when you attack. Just, everything's got a process, really. So I weren't just doing things for the sake of it. Yeah. Everything's a process, if I'm slipping that way, I'm doing it. Then if I'm stepping in with a jab or if I drop my hands for a moment, it's for a reason. So,
it's all about that boxing IQ.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So far then, tell me about your boxing career so far. What have you achieved up until today? I mean, we'll get into where you are. I know you said you're in the AJ camp, but I want to hear a little bit about you, your fights, what you've achieved.
Well, I'd say I got fast-tracked, really. Just got put straight in at the deep end because when I started at Firewalk, I was there, like I said, for about maybe a month or two. And I was kind of training, just doing the sessions, but I was just like going through the motions, seeing how everything goes. Yeah. Take the sessions, and I was just sparring, learning off my sparring partners, and it was good. But then I spoke with Jobe and Kev and Kirkwood as well. And, they just said, Jose, what's your plans, like, realistically? I want to be a heavyweight world champion. I want to get to the top of this sport. I want to be the top. And they basically said, well, the championships is in, I think it was like 6 weeks. They said, we want you to go in that. We don't want you to be no ego boxer. We don't want to just build up hype around your name and blow smoke. Basically, you're going to put in the work, get yourself in shape, go in the championships, get the right experience against the right guys. There's no point me fighting who I know I'm going to beat. Getting good 50-50 fights where I can learn, where they're pushing me, where I'm developing in the fight as well, and I'm putting my skills to the test. Come through that, and then we move on to the next challenge. So they let me in. I went straight to the Midlands semi-finals, won that first round stoppage. Then I went into the Midlands final. We had about 12 fights at that time. Then I won that unanimous. Then I went on to box the East Midlands champion. Beat him. Fought in my first fight as well. Yeah, which is funny enough. That was a good fight. This week after that, he was down Doncaster. Fought I think he was like the Newcastle, like that kind of region. He was a champion of that. Beat him by 6'8" guy. So that was good to adapt, because normally I was always the one beating everybody to the jab. In this fight, I remember I come out and it felt like he was in his corner, and it felt like he caught me with the jab, and I thought, jeez. I was like, nah, I got to this up, and so taught me. Then I boxed in the finals. The week after that, another 6'8" guy, southpaw, very tricky. I believe I won that. My coaches believe I won. He believes I won. But I lost that on a split. So, but again, that was another good experience. One of the England coaches got in touch with Jobe and said, you know, wants to get me some experience, get me out. So I had my debut for England. That was good. It was on like a little tournament platform, England versus the Army in Finland. So that was an experience. And straight after that, they said they want me boxing in the GB Championships. They want me representing England. So, you know, got his champion, beat him. But from there, my wrist snapped after that fight. I had one more fight in London. My wrist snapped in the first. That was a pain in the ass. That set me back big time, because I was out for about a year and a half.
And you've been pushed through, won a few, learnt a lot along the way in your short time, from getting into the gym, from your mum saying, yep, 18, you can, you've got the green light, until now. So what are your plans? In fact, tell me a little bit about what you're doing now. I don't need to know any inside camp details. I'm not here for that. I just want to hear about, what you're up to. I know you've mentioned that you're in AJ's camp. So tell me a little bit about that.
I got the opportunity, because at the start of the year, I got the chance to have a bit of like rounds with AJ. Like, technical work. It was like working alongside each other with Jobe on the pads, on the bags. Like he said, like, I want to have you in camp, like, learn from this, build your experience. So I've been in camp. It's been him and his team. They've been amazing, man. They've been working with me so well. Get things done. Giving me good knowledge, getting the rounds in, most importantly. So, I've been sparring with AJ, I've been sparring with everybody that he's had in camp. So that's been good as well, because they've all been top class, world level guys. Been learning, and then each guy that's been coming in as well, they've been helping out. They've been giving me little pointers and tips. And it's been good, man. It's just been good to be in that environment, seeing how world champion starts camp, builds himself up, and then, the shape that he's in now. Serious, and it just shows everything that he does from his warm-ups, how he lays out his sparring, what he does after. It's good, man. It's good.
Almost sounds clinical.
What's that, sorry?
It almost sounds clinical.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good way to describe it. Very, everything's on point, specific. And very professional environment, but at the same time, it's very relaxing. There's no egos. There's no, feel like you're just there as a sparring partner. Everyone's there as one. We all catch joke. Everyone's chatting. Everyone's helping each other out, and then it's all right. Then we're doing that, and then keep it moving.
You see, now I've seen you move, and for somebody of your size, I mean, obviously we can't see that here, but could you just tell us a little bit about your size, and then I'll go into why I'm impressed with what I see. So a little bit about your height, your weight, your reach.
I'm not too sure about my reach, but I'm 6'3", and at the moment I'm too heavy, but I'm weighing in at 143 now.
Okay.
Well, today anyway. I was so the main thing for me is getting back down to about 120 kilos.
Yeah. I've seen you move. I've seen you move around the ring like you weigh less than 100 kilos. I've seen it. I've been there. I've watched you spar, and I've seen you bounce around that ring on your toes, like you weigh less than 100 kilos. You can really box and move.
Thank you.
Honestly, all I can say is anybody watching this, just keep an eye out for Hosea Stewart, because big things are coming his way. And you heard it here first. You heard it on October Red's channel first. So moving forward for your future, I know you said you want to become the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
What is next for you now? Because obviously you've done the Olympian side. What's next for Hosea Stewart?
At the moment, we're in a bit of a sticky patch because I've always said the latest I want to turn pro is 24, so I'll be 24 April. But at the same time, I mean, no rush in particular. I preferably would like more international experience.
Yeah.
And that's been turned on its head because to get more international experience, you have a professional or you need to be on GB.
Yeah.
And to be, you need to box in the elites, win that. You know, you need to win the Three Nations. The GB's on them about. But yeah, the international experience would be good because, you know, I've always wanted to test myself against those top international guys, you know, the Kazakhs, Russians, the Americans, Ukrainians, you know, all those guys, the top guys, Cubans, and learn from that environment, you know, having 5 fights in a week. That takes some doing, man. That's a serious athlete, and you know, having that under your belt, that's good because then, you know, if you're mixing it with the best, the amateurs, I believe, you can definitely mix it with the best in the pros, if not beat them.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously that's been proven with the likes of Joyce, Hergovich, Tony Yoka, what's his name, Magmadov. You know, all these guys have came straight in the pros and kind of that long process of going through or the learning fights because, you know, they've been proven, they've been tested.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been proven. They ain't really got much to show, but then they can go in there, do it again in the pros. So, but at the same time, I'm still confident that with the right sparring, the right volume of sparring, the right environment, good competitive spars with people like-minded, you know, pushing yourself like on this camp.
Yeah.
I can still make that gap and turn pro as long as I'm at a good fight weight, you know. It's all there for me. It's all there, 100%.
Okay. What type of style do you prefer? Do you prefer the European style or the American style?
Any. You know, it would like I said, when I'm on fight weight, you know, take off a bit of the rust, which is, like I said, this camp's been doing because I've been getting top quality sparring.
Yeah.
So like those guys for that 100%. But you know, now time back, finding my range a lot quicker in the spars.
Yeah.
There, my work's coming back. You know, I know I got power in my hands. That's one thing. As a top fighter, you got to learn to adapt.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you're a world champion, you can't really pick and choose who you're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Demand it to be a 6'4" southpaw. That or the other guy that you want to get about, I think Unify, he might be 6'8", long range boxer. You know, you never know who you're gonna get, so to be ready for whoever.
So it's safe to say that your 5-year plan is to make sure that you get out there into the pro world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull you back to last night's fight with Joyce and Daniel Dubois. Something that I put my hands up to. I believe that it was going to be a 50-50 fight. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. What's your thoughts on that fight last night?
Firstly, respect to them both.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have to take that fight. No one forced them to. But you know, as what I'd say, real fighters, they seen the risk, they seen the reward. They said I want to fight the best, so they both said, you know what, let's go. You got to respect that, and both of them had a lot on the line. I believe the winner goes on as a number 2 ranking. Is it for the WBO?
Oh, yeah.
If AJ was to vacate, they'd fight for that, and if he didn't vacate, they're the next in line to be mandatory. So there's a lot right. It's going to change both of their careers, but I believe it was a good fight, very entertaining. I was saying I was leaning more towards Joyce due to his experience.
Yeah.
And people that, you know, Dubois is a serious guy. He's clearly not just a hype job. So people saying, they think he quit and all that stuff. I personally don't think he quit. I think it was a very mature thing for him to do. Say, you know what, I can't say I'm 23. I've got a whole career in front of me. Do I either knock him out right now? This is probably the option he had. He's either thinking, do I knock him out? Which could have tried. Or do I take the knee and say, you know what, take the in, build myself, go again, keep my eyes, take over the game from now? Or do I carry on, brave it through, and then maybe the ref might just jump in and kind of, you know, make me feel a bit, I got robbed, the ref jumped in, you know. So I think that's brave of him to say, to take the knee and say, all right then, I took enough damage, I'll go again. I mean, if he goes again, I believe he will. But same again, just got to respect both of them, and it was a big risk. Yeah. It's just one of those things. I believe it did come a bit too soon. But again, each their own, and take the risk. You never know until you take it.
Yeah, that's why I said hindsight's a wonderful thing. We can all sit here now watching it. You know, I've questioned my boxing knowledge, and then I go back to his corner when I'm looking at the close-ups. Obviously, when they're in the corner, he looked worried, and his corner seemed to be like they were trying to snap him out of it. Like, this is the fight game, you know, deal with it and blah, blah, blah. But to me, he looked worried in that corner.
But no, and you never know. You know, he always seemed to start the round strong, which is good. Yeah. It's not like the fight got fully taken out of him. Yeah. Because if a few rounds he was aggressive, and then after that he was chilling. Yeah. Then you could say, took out of him. But the fact that he's kept starting every time he tried to find the centre. The experience showed, you know, like I said earlier, that's why I want that international experience, because Joyce has been tested and he's been proven. You know, that's what we're coming here to do. Like I said, I want to come into a good generation of top quality boxers. So I know when I do come out on top, there's no questions asked. There's no, there wasn't this kind of guy about, there wasn't this one. I want to come in where they say, you know what, whoever's number one in this era, they're the shit. And I believe that will be the case, and that will be a very good fight. Yeah.
AJ versus Kubrat Pulev. Give me your thoughts on that, and if you want, give us a prediction. And I'm going to ask you as a boxer. I'm not going to ask you to be biased. Just give your opinion and a prediction on how that fight's going to turn out.
Is that gonna? Yeah.
Still there.
From what I've seen, AJ's looking apart, looking exactly how he should be, very sharp, controlling, strong, fit. So obviously I ain't seen Pulev because I ain't been in his camp, but for what I know of him and from what I see his style, how he fights, I can see AJ stopping him between 6 and 8. It'll be a good fight, but I can see AJ stopping him quite late. But putting on a devastating performance, so that'll be good to see, good to learn from.
Yeah, because I think they might have crowds for that, so there's a possibility you'll be there anyway, won't they?
Yeah, possibly. We'll have to,
yeah.
Hopefully, it will be good to experience that.
Yeah, Povetkin v Dylan Whyte rematch.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to turn out this time?
I can see Dylan Whyte doing the business, definitely. The last fight, it's not like he was getting beaten up or anything. He was picking his shots well. He was countering. He dropped Povetkin 2 or 3 times. Got caught with a shot when it's heavyweight boxing. Povetkin, again, it's down to experience. Very, very experienced amateur fighter. Had fights at that kind of high pace, and then very experienced pro as well. So, he's always looking for little shots. I noticed the fight, he was throwing the hook to the body. So naturally people are going to drop that arm down. Next time he went up the middle and it landed, but obviously Dylan Whyte's a top level guy, I rate him highly. I think he'll be looking at that tactically. And I think he'll pull it off, man. I can see him pulling it off, definitely.
This is Hosea Stewart, heavyweight prospect, awaiting to turn pro, somebody that I'm truly a fan of. I just got a good feeling. About your future in boxing. You've got the right attitude. I've stood next to you and I just look like a tiny little dot. That of your stature, of your size, can move around that ring. It's honestly, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you. And I'd say as a local, because we're local, both of us, we're local people, local to West Mids, Birmingham, you're Wolverhampton. Message out for younger kids, the younger generation that's thinking about boxing. What would you say to that younger generation if they're considering boxing as a sport?
Go through with it, but go through 100%. Put the work in. Make sure you've got the right people around you with the best interest at heart. And, just look into it, do your research, practice, shadow box loads. It's going to irritate your family and shadow boxing everywhere, but practice those little movements. And just always go in there, have confidence in yourself and have confidence. And always go trying to be the best.
Yeah. And Firewalker Gym, if anyone wants to step into that gym, how would they find it? Based.
Very welcoming. I see it as a family environment. So anytime you want to pop down to number 1 Salisbury Street, Firewalker's the place. But it's a very family-orientated environment. Everyone talks with each other. Again, the main thing, like I said on camp, there's no egos. So like I said, we got Jai Herbert down the gym. He's a top level MMA fighter. Fights in the UFC. Very gross. He was a British Thai boxing champion, world title challenger. Those guys are beginners in the gym. So it's like, being a beginner working with, world level fighter, that's amazing, man. You don't really get that most places. So it was good, man.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Is there anything that you want to add to what we've spoke about? Anything that I don't know, have I missed anything? I wrote down loads of questions, but is there anything that you want to talk about or?
I can think of, just soon bring those big fight nights to the Midlands. I will look forward to that, definitely.